Hello everyone, this is Sonia with Stamping Round the Dining Room Table. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. If you do not, I'm going to put this up a little closer because it seems to not, when I look in my computer anyway, it looks like it was a little bit funky with the, okay, here, wait, I think my lights are in the way there. Stamping Round the Dining Room Table is my web page. It's also the name of my Stampin' Up business. I am a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. If you do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would be happy to be yours. You can go to stamparoundthetable.stampinup.net. You can see information about me. You can see our products. You could place an order. If you are interested in having a party, which we call a workshop, you can sign up there. You could reach out to me as well to do that. You also could sign up if you wanted to be a demonstrator and take advantage of the perks that you get of being a demonstrator. Okay, if you do decide to place an order, this is this month's host code for orders less than $150, because if you do place an order, sometimes maybe you want to make an order for more than one person to save a little bit on the shipping costs. If it comes to 150, that qualifies as a party or a workshop, and you can then get the rewards, some Stampin' rewards, which means you get some free product. And right now, for every $50 you spend, either from our new mini catalog or from our annual catalog, which got moved from here. So, and it's across the room, so I can't reach it, but if from any of our catalogs that are current, you just order $50 or more. For every $50 you spend, you get a free item that you can choose from our celebration catalog, which fell on the floor, and I'm not going to pick it up because right now I've got this new microphone I'm trying. My sister gave it to me for Christmas, and I'll end up pulling my phone or something. So, but I am going to, this week I am showing a stamp set that if you did have a party that was $300 or more, you could choose that. You get this free in addition to other items that for every $50 that was spent. Okay, and it's called Calming Camellia. You're in my thoughts today. Happy birthday, lovely you. You make me smile. It's the little things that make life great. I love being your friend. And then you see it's got this like bunch of camellias and this little sprig of leaves and this little curly Q thing here. All right, so I did, I'm a little bit late this week coming to YouTube. I usually come on Wednesday evening, and this is Thursday. On Tuesday at Stamping Around the Dining Room Table, my web page, my Facebook page, I did introduce this set, and these are the where are they? Right here. These are the cards that I made then. I thought that it might be a good time that if you wanted to show things like, say, for example, we have, each year we get what they call in colors. There's 5 new colors. They're with us for 2 years. So in May, our new catalog will come and it'll have 5 new colors. And so the colors from 2 years ago will be retiring. So from 2020 to 2022. And this is one of them that is Magenta Madness. And here I did, just to stamp it to see on the scrap paper, how does it look? Magenta Madness. This is Misty Moonlight. This is Bumblebee. This is Cinnamon Cider. And this is Just Jade. And just so even you can even do it like in those colors, and it would look fine. And I did it on white, and then I used for the card base the same color. And if you wanted to give like a set of gift cards to somebody, or if you're someone who makes cards and sell them, this might be one way to do it, using all those colors. And it also then is a way to showcase those colors so people can, if they like them, they can make, at least one last order before they are done. Okay, so the other things I did was I showed, this has a couple of, one here, one there of the flowers, the leaves there, and then I just used one of our punches to create that, and it's one of the sayings from the stamp set. I did this one where you can see I just stamped it and I just kind of fussy cut around the edge. It's not as, you know, close or anything. I just wanted so it would stand out a little bit more. And I did stamp it. This is Flirty Flamingo. I stamped in Flirty Flamingo on the back. That's Flirty Flamingo. And this is our Flirty Flamingo and gold ribbon that's in our annual catalog, and some brush gold doodads there. I can't think what they're called. But anyway, on this one, I used our colored pencils and our blender pens to color that. And then I tried another kind of, I wanted to do like a monochromatic. This is Melon Mambo. And I was surprised at how much, like this looks almost red compared to, and here it is again, the, oh no, right here, compared to the Magenta Madness. And then here is, but then it looks almost red till you bring the real red out, and then you can see, I'll just turn it over so you can see, the real red is, so it is, when you have just those two together, you can see that's pink, but it looks almost red when you put it next to that. It's just interesting what can happen, how colors interact with each other. So anyway, so you want to really pay attention if you're mixing colors to make sure it's what you think. Now my sister was playing around just doing some card fronts, and this she did with colored pencils and the blender pens. I thought that was very pretty. Here's another one she did. Now these are stamped on the same color cardstock with a little bit different colors, and just see how different it can look. Okay. Then she did one of these. I thought that was pretty. And then she tried one. It was almost monochromatic. She used the sprig of leaves just like that, and that, I thought that was kind of pretty. Yes, it's green and this is not green, but you know, I'm just saying it gives you almost a monochromatic look, and that would be a very pretty card front, I think. And then she did this one. This was my favorite of the ones she did. This is the, I think she said this was like soft suede that she stamped it in. And then with the colored pencils using the Daffodil Delight, she colored the green, the yellow, and then a little bit of the green. I'm not sure which green. It looks almost like it might be Old Olive. And this is on our shimmery white paper, so there's a little bit of sparkle in it. And she may also have added a little bit of Wink Stella to the flowers, but I really like that. That's beautiful. So I was watching, I just looked online, sometimes I look on there to see what other people are doing, get some ideas, and I saw Linda Dalke, who is one of our demonstrators from Australia, and she was using this set, and she was coloring the petals using our Whisper White craft ink. And I'll just show you, I started playing around with it. Oh, she recommended, like, now what she did was mostly on crumb cake, and she recommended doing like a dark color, like this is our Blackberry Bliss. And then she just stamped it, the whole thing, just stamped it in Blackberry Bliss. This is Blackberry Bliss down here also. And then she colored in using Blackberry Bliss. Well, she did with white. Now this is Blackberry Bliss, and that's what I did in using the blender pen. Now, if you don't have blender pens, you can use the aqua painters. I prefer the blender pens. I get it too wet sometimes with the aqua painters. Okay, and then I added a little bit of green in there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did that in a moment. And I just wanted to show you also this, the little, that thought you're in my thoughts today is from here. But then I wanted these little, I just used it from another one of our freebies in the Celebration Friendly Hello. I had these little ones there. But a lot of the different stamp sets will have like the little blotches or whatever, speckles, whatever you want to call them. You could do that, or you could even with our markers, if you just like take the lid off, of course, and hit it against your finger, and it will also do some splotches. It just kind of depends on where you want, what kind of look you want. If you do it against your finger, it goes all over. This I kind of wanted just around that. Okay, and then I did back this, made that card front and backed it with Blackberry Bliss, the color I stamped it in. Then she also talked about maybe trying it navy blue, a night of navy on our Misty Moonlight. So that's what I did here. I really liked how that turned out. And then this time I decided I could have just stamped it in the Night of Navy right on there. It would have shown up. But I just felt like the white really just set it off a little better. And I then went to our, I used Mango Melody, and this is our polished pink. So each one, I did it all the same basic way, and I'll show you that in just a moment. But anyway, and I did want to show you something else too, and I tried it 2 different times here. This is the paper itself. The color is So Saffron, and I stamped on it using our Daffodil Delight, and it's so much darker on here than. This is the color of Daffodil Delight, okay? And look how much darker that looks. Something about the 2 colors together. And so in my original plan had been just kind of like this one, and maybe with white in between. But even with the white in between, I don't like that color together. And that one, I don't know, I didn't like how it turned out. And then this one I tried coloring a second time. So that would not be something that I would really choose to do, because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. If I was going to do it, I maybe would, and I don't have maybe I do. Do I have a green here? Let me see. Or did I just, wait a second, I moved, and my stuff moved with me. I kind of forget, because I have to remember I've got this, I'm hooked to this thing now that I didn't used to be hooked to. And let me just see. That was Granny Apple Green. I'm going to see if I have some Granny Apple Green available right here. I can put that on. I maybe do, if I can find it. Gee. I do have some little pieces of, well, let me see. I didn't want to take a whole big piece, because sometimes that will look a little different, but anyway, so that might work on that background. That might work. I have to play around with it, but I may just forget it, because that turned out not quite the way I liked it. So I did try, and this is what I'm going to show you today, how I did this, because today I'm not going to focus so much on how to put the cards together as how to do this technique. Okay, and this is Gorgeous Grape. This one was on Crumb Cake. And but I'm just going to tell you right now, these are the same size that most of our cards are. Okay, you take a sheet, you take a full sheet of this, and you score it at 4 1/4 this way, and cut it at 5 1/2 this way, and when you fold it, you get this. Okay, and this one where I just did it right on just did the one layer. So when you fold it, this is 5 1/2 by 4. No, I did it wrong. 4 1/4 this way, 5 1/2 this way. So this is 4 inches by 5 1/4, just a 1/4 inch smaller. On here, the white is the 5 1/2. I'm sorry, 5 1/4 by 4, and the blue is 5 by 3 3/4. Okay, so it's very basic. If you wanted to open the other direction, did I have one that did that? I thought I did. Oh, this one. This one opens this way. This also is half a piece of cardstock, but instead of scoring it this way and cutting it this way, you score it this way and cut it that way. It's still, when they're done, you still end up, see, with the same size. See, the same size. So as long as, and that's called an A2, and that's kind of like a standard card size in the United States, okay? So, all right. So what I decided, where did I have it? I thought I wanted to try that purple on a couple other colors. So I'm just going to see which one I like the best. Okay, this one is Sahara Sand, and this one is, maybe that is Crumb Cake again. Yeah, it's Crumb Cake. I'm seeing a different color, right? And Crumb Cake. All right, so we'll just see. And actually what I did, that's on crumb cake, so I think I'll just at least do the Sahara sand, and we'll see if I want to do a second one or not. I mainly want to show you the this painting with the white, or like, you know, putting white on. So I'm stamping this, and this is a distinctive stamp, so it puts in, see, it has like the shadows and things like that. So what I did on these cards is I did take green, and I used, and I just took it, this case I'm using, excuse me, ink. I do, a lot of times I prefer, my favorite way to color I found is, overall, is using our colored pencils with the blender pens. You can also use our the water pens, the aqua painters, or excuse me. But I tend to get a little bit too much water, so I don't necessarily like, those aren't my favorite. Today I'm going to try and look, you can just take right from here, or you could put some ink either with a little dot from your refill, or you can just take one of our, this is one from the other day. I just took this and I just on the pink, okay, and you can still see there's a little pink on there. I didn't clean that off yet. I wasn't sure, I might use it again, I was thinking, and I just reactivate it, you know, by using the white, something wet, because it's a water base. If it was an alcohol base, you'd have to use alcohol to do that. But anyway, the thing is that you can reactivate it. So what I did was I kind of just went over the stems, because I felt that you were kind of losing the leaves here a little bit, and I wanted you to be able to see the leaves. So see, I just kind of used this, and maybe don't even need to re-ink it as much as I have been doing, but just to show you right here. Okay. And there's those two filled in. This one, just like that. And if you want to outline like this and then fill it in, you can. You don't, you know, it's really however you like, do it the way you like. And I have to tell you, I have never done a good job with painting, but from the first time I used these and I got the wrong word, these blender pens, I felt like for the first time in my life I actually could almost paint. And really I'm just going over shapes that, you know, are something that's already stamped. Okay, so I think I got all of those leaves that time. Earlier I kind of missed one. And then this, you can just, most of the time with these, especially if you're doing the colored pencils, you clean it by doing this. And so you can see it's getting lighter green. But then, there's that one. Okay, oh good, it's fine. Earlier I think I had a little too much in it. But what I decided, you get 3 pens in a box, and they're double-ended, so that's like 6 ends. And so I tried for the most part to use this end always with green, okay. And then I have some other, I don't have them right here, but there's some that you can really tell it's blue or red. All right, so that's what I try to do, just because then I don't have to worry about cross-contamination. All right, so I did want to talk to you for a minute about our craft ink. The white is a craft ink. Craft ink is thicker, and it's not, I forgot what it's not water based. It's pigment based, so it takes a little longer to dry. It's thicker, okay? It does, and what happens is, years ago they would ink it up and mail it to you. It looks the same as these. However, apparently there was a problem that during the shipping process, it would leak out for some reason. These don't, but that did. So what they decided to do was change it up And what you get if you order this is, and I forgot to grab the one, I have it across the room. You get a stamp pad like this, but it'll have the white on, say white, craft white. And it's empty. And it comes with, now this is the one for our black ink. So the shape's just a little different, but it's very similar. It's like something like this comes with it, a re-inker, so that you can ink it up yourself. Now, before I did it, I saw somebody mention that she found that because and part of it's because we don't tend to use the white as much as the others, that by the time she would get to it, it would be dried out. So she suggested using one of our little ink spots, and you can order 5 uninked ones together. Okay, uninked Stampin' Spots, and I think it's $9. It's 141822 is the number or if you wanted to order that. And so I took her advice because I knew I was going to be using it a lot, and I did ink this up. And then, so today, here it is, I am using my blender pen with this, and just put a little bit, pick up a little bit there, and then start to paint. And look, you can see how it, and I a lot of times I go around the outside first, but not always. And I tried to have, and I did have it, get another. I tried to have a little, something I could wipe this off on if I wanted, because as you can see, it picks up some of the color from what you stamped. Okay. So when I want to go back to get more, because this is getting a little bit more purple than I wanted, I want to show then I wipe it off. Just because you can see there's a few times I either didn't, sometimes I get going and I kind of forget that I want to wipe it off, but otherwise it can discolor that a little bit. Okay. So I just want to do a little more around here. And so you just kind of fill it in. And then I did put a little in the center. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to come back to that in a minute. And then, I didn't necessarily wipe that off that time. This one down here is like a bud. So just to kind of bud that's partially open. All right. So see the difference between an uninked and an inked one, or one that you didn't do that with, and one that you put the white on. I'm going to do a second. After it dries a little bit, I come back. Just because I like how it looks to have the second coat on the main part of the flower. But then I just, there. There. Okay. And leave the center not as dark. Right? So now, so what I'll do, I'm going to do these other littler ones and leave the one that's a little bigger uncolored, so you can see them all, see them kind of together, and then in the end I'll end up coloring that one too, just because I want them all to have this white on it. But it's just a little different technique. But even though we're doing the white like this, you could do it with any color. It doesn't have to be just white. If you hit something, and because it's just a little different technique, so it does give it just a little different look than if you're just stamping it. Okay, stamping it all, and again, it doesn't have to be the white, or you could do the white with anything. Okay, so once again, here it is. There's the one that's just stamped and not colored in with the white. This has 2 coats on. I think this front one may have 2 and the back just 1. That has just 1. Okay, so that shows you the differences in how they will look depending on how much you paint or don't paint on it. Okay, so I'm going to do the last one just because it needs it. So it doesn't like stand out, look weird on its own. I want it to be as beautiful as the others. So in this one, it's kind of interesting because it kind of threw me a little bit. That's like, I don't know whether it's one that's partially, it's almost like it. Oh, I see. The leaf, this petal is like almost like up towards us. And that's another flower in back there. So again, I'm just doing more around the outside one. And then I'm just going to, this is the edge of the petal that's like looking up at us. There. So what do you think? You like that? I was so fascinated with this. This is something that I don't, and honestly, and looking at, when I look over at my, the picture on my computer, just to see, it almost looks, in the picture, it almost looks 3D. I'm not sure it does so much right in front of me, but maybe it does. You know, our eyes do funny things sometimes to us. Okay, so that's something I hope that you will try. Let me just see here. This is the one I did earlier. I didn't happen to color the leaves in on this. Let me just on here do it. I'm just going to do it one more time, just so you can kind of, I really want to focus on the actual flowers and painting them the white, just so you can see it again. And this is on the crumb cake. That was the Harris Sand, and this is on the crumb cake. And then maybe should have got a little more in that center bottom part, but, and I'm going to right now just do the flowers. I'm not going to do the leaves right now, but I will do them before so here we go, just around the edge here again, kind of around the edge, and then fill those in. Yeah, this one I didn't get inked up, I think, quite as well as the other one, so it's a little lighter, but you still can see where the okay. And then this little flower in back here. This little one in back here. This bigger one that's open and kind of facing us with the one. And depending on I find that, like with the green, I didn't seem to re-ink it quite as much as I end up doing with this, but it just basically, you just do it, you re-ink it when you feel that you really need a little more of the ink to get the color, the effect you want. And you want to be a little careful not put too much moisture on it because it will pill. But on the other hand, you can also do a few different layers, and as it dries in between, you know, then like the second coat. So here's the second coat, so it kind of really stands out just a little bit more when you do the second coat. Still have some of those, still have the purple showing through, okay. Okay, so what do you think? Is this a technique that you might want to try yourself? And do you like it, or, you know? And again, it can be any color. It doesn't have to be white. I just like the idea of the white, and I really wanted to try it because for me it was something new. There. And I'm not going to do them all, but let me just see here. And here's this leaf here, and this one here. Or if you like it and only having the white on the flowers, no green, you can do it that way too. But there's that. And here's this part going up in. Oh, I didn't do that one down there. That's okay. I'll finish it off later. I just wanted to. By the time I get done with this, I'll need to re-ink my green, my Granny Apple green also, but that's okay. So again, there you go. Just to kind of, I would do a little more of this. I just kind of wanted to be able to help the flowers stand out a little more. Okay. Anyway, so there we go. I'm going to stop there. And, or, you know, and we do have white, which I didn't think about that. We do have a white colored pencil. Let me just take a minute here and try that one I didn't do on the bottom. Does that, see what happens with that? I didn't think about that till just now, because pencil gives you obviously a little different look. Although it seems to be, I'm going to use the other end of this because I don't want to put the ink in. I just want to, so we can see. So it does look a little different because you don't have the moisture from the pencil. That you have a little more moisture between the, but I like how that looks too. In some ways I might like that even a little better. Didn't even think about that till just now, or I could have tried it. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but wow. And then that blender pen. Oop, did I do the wrong end? I think I did. Oh well, anyway. So, all right. I want to thank you for stopping by. If you like this, I would appreciate if you give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. And any questions, just hopefully comments, constructive criticism, kindness in our comments is always appreciated. I'm just showing you the few different ones. Let's see, turn this over. A little bit cleaner space. These are the ones I showed you at the beginning. Okay, those. And then here's the ones. This one I've done before, but this these are the two I did with you. Okay, so yeah, it looks like you can see all those. So, okay, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. And and I hope that you will come back again next week if you're interested. Tomorrow, Friday, at 1:45 on my Stamping Around the Dining Room Table page, my Facebook page, I will be doing a live with a fun fold using the flowers, and well, it'll be a fun fold card, and the decoration it will be the flowers. The stamp on it will be the flowers. So I would be nice, or love it if you would come to see that. So, all right, everyone. I hope you have a fabulous week, and until we meet again, happy crafting. Bye-bye.